What's poppin', yo? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at Maynard Bassett's Spooky Gums. These are surprise flavors, and it is in collaboration with Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice, you can have a chance to win a spooky trip with over 1,000 prizes, and these are new limited edition. So there is surprise flavors, and I do believe there is 3. There is red, green, and black. There is a couple of different shapes in here. There's a coffin, a gravestone, a book, and a spider. And they're the ones which they're advertising, so I do believe they're the only ones, available. Bob is also the face of this packet as well. So, let's open it up and get these out. Alright, so we have a green spider as our first thing here. Well... surprise flavor, surprise me. They're very chewy. They are solid gummies. They're quite thick. This is already apple. Already apple. They have a very distinct taste to them. Very similar to wine gums. They're quite hard, very chewy, but they also feel quite greasy as well. They have that little bit of grease to them, which sticks on your fingers for a little bit, so I would not advise having these whilst you're playing, Xbox, playing PlayStation, gaming, touching your keyboard. If you're going to be, writing or drawing, or if you're going to be editing videos or building Lego, something along those lines, I would not recommend eating these, as they do leave a residue on your fingers, which will be transferred to anything you're holding or touching, which is not the best and something that I really don't like. Moving on to a purple book here. Gonna be honest, it does look like a little bit of chocolate, maybe a butt, either one, but I would not call it a book. That is way too thick to be a book. Right, this green one, it's alright. Again, very chewy, very hard. Had a very weak apple flavor, but it was there, and it did have a very distinct sort of Maynard Bassett, gummy sort of flavor to it. I don't know what it is. They just have a very distinct flavor, which is quite iconic to them. I can't explain it to you. It's just their flavor. It's their taste. So moving on to the sort of red one. It's cherry. That one was cherry. Again, very weak cherry flavor, but it's also mixed in with the Maynard Bassett flavor. Again, can't explain it. It is what it is. Gonna give the apple one a 7 out of 10. Cherry one is an 8 out of 10 because it did have a little bit of a stronger flavor, and it did actually have a bit more flavor to it. Add a little bit more to it, other than being chewy and really hard to sort of get through. These sweets are not to be eaten very quickly. You obviously make a lot of mouth sounds when eating them if you are an open mouth chewer. So again, I wouldn't recommend taking these to the cinema or eating them in front of friends if you are, because obviously it will annoy the fuck out of them. Moving on to the final one, which is a black one and in the shape of a coffin. This one is blackcurrant. Very easy, very strong flavor, actually overpowering the Maynard's flavor as well. Very overdone flavor, but I see it being used very well in with the rest of them. It's a very nice complementary flavor. All of them go quite well together with the cherries, apples, and black currants. Very sort of cherries and berries vibes. It is a really good sort of flavor profile, which they all complement each other and they all go really nicely together. So none of them really feel out of place. They all feel quite good and as a collective, as a unit. So it all goes really nicely. I am going to give the blackcurrant one a 5 out of 10. Again, it's mid. It's an overdone flavor, and it's one that I'm not a huge fan of, so I am going to call it mid. But the rest of it, the packet as a whole, I feel like is a solid 9. Again, collectively goes really nice together. Doesn't overstay its welcome. They're really good, and they are some of my favourite sweets. I really do love the Maynard Bassett brand. I think their wine gums are some really good sweets. Some of my favourites, easily top 5. But yeah, other than that, I think they're very solid, and I do recommend you pick yourself some up for this Halloween season, for this spooky month. And other than that, I hope you all enjoyed. See you all next one. Have a nice day, and goodbye. Stay home and stay safe.